is your name?
Quaritch. Colonel Miles Quaritch.
Sorry. I fear we will not survive this. I will eat your heart, Quaritch.
The hardest physical skill for me to master when filming was freediving. I barely knew how to swim when starting the Avatar training, and I quickly learned, but I definitely dreaded that training. We had dialect training, archery, parkour, gym sessions, but freediving was definitely difficult, but I overcame it and I'm very proud of myself.
I think the hardest skill was probably either the scuba and the full face mask, which was a very cool piece of technology that they made for the film, or just the parkour, because the free running, the amount of running Spider does in this film is insane, and the amount of vines he sweeps through and branches he jumps over is a lot, and I really, really wanted to make sure that I delivered a performance that was believable, that Spider has been in the jungle his whole life, and it's second nature to him.
The hardest physical skill for me to master when filming, I think, was freediving, because even though I loved the water, I'd been swimming for a long time by that time, I was not exactly sure how to approach freediving when it came to breath work and being at insane depths. And most of all, just being able to forget all of that and dive into my character and just be in that moment with her. But I think soon after getting the training, I was able to just really forget about all of it and go underwater and be like, I'm Took, I'm in this with my fam, and this is what's going on. And so that was something that was really fun. I had a hard time with parkour. I was just like Took with her siblings. I just wanted to keep up with all the older kids. And so that was something I think I had to go through the training to get a little more coordinated, but I was really excited about every aspect of training. The physical skills really gave me so much physicality to input into Took and just get into her body, but then also think about how I put that through the Took filter and where I go from there.
When you find Jake at the start of the movie, it's almost like a direct bridge from the second film. So his son's passed away and he's struggling to find hope and direction. And within that, he's gonna have to try to keep his family even safer, because that's his mantra, that his family is his fortress. Unfortunately, the fortress has been destroyed and now he has to rebuild. And his relationship with the other clans there's plenty of clans in Pandora, and the Monkwan are probably one of the darkest that he's ever encountered. And he then has to kind of figure out a way to not only stop the RDA, the humans, from coming, but he also has to stop the evil Na'vi from helping them.
At the beginning of this film, Quaritch has been humbled at the close of the when last seen, but he rises and lives to fight another day, and that's something that Quaritch, I think, is probably very adept at. That it's quite, you can lose the battle, but don't lose the war. I think that is probably his mantra going into this. And then when he encounters the Ash people, the Makwan clan, he sees something he sees a possibility in there. I think it's a great kind of kick and revelation to him to understand that not every clan in Pandora is as kind of positive and, tree hugging, as it were, as the clans we've met hither, previously. That these are beings that he can relate to. These are warriors or war-oriented. These are people who seem to like war in a way that kind of works for him. He finds it darkly alluring, it seems to me. So, one door closes, another one opens for Quaritch, it seems to me.
As a director, as a writer-director, I kind of want to will this thing out of my imagination onto the screen. I can't do that myself. First of all, I need my cast to interpret those characters. So those have become amazing creative alliances over time with Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana and some of the others that are from the first film. That's been a 19-year journey. For the younger actors and some of the new actors that have come in on the sequels, it's been an 8-year journey. We've become a family. Our acting community, which also includes a small troupe of players that play multiple different characters, it's a small group, and we feel like we're a family. So it's a movie about a family. It's got a family behind the camera as well. Some of the other alliances that are very important is with, for example, Weta Effects and ILM, the two major VFX houses that are able to interpret these, take this character data that we capture and turn it into what appear to be living, breathing characters in a fictitious world. That's an important alliance. We have a great alliance with New Zealand, just filming in New Zealand and having their support and the support of their government rebate program in New Zealand. That's been an important alliance. A very critical creative alliance for me was with my producing partner, John Landau. That was a 33-year creative relationship. It ended, unfortunately, last year when John died in the middle of making this film. So this is his last film. And ironically, it's a film about grief and loss and how people process it and how they get through it and how they get to a more hopeful place in their lives. And that's been very healing, I think, for all of us working on the film, trying to make John proud, if you will, of this film.
I luckily had a year before I had to, actually do Way of Water. And I spent a lot of time just standing or moving, just going back to how I felt physically at 14. I remember it very well because I was this tall when I was 11, so I was like, hiding and not. I was funny, so I survived, but I think like many adolescents, it was a painful time. And so I really could relate to Kiri, especially she's mixed race, especially she doesn't know who her father is, and she can't be in touch with Ewa the way every other Na'vi is. And all these things are on her shoulders, and yet the family really are refugees. There's no time to sit and figure these out. So what I loved about seeing the film, which I saw yesterday, is I feel she comes into her own because of these crises. They all do. They all grow. They all find out they're much more, this is the children, find out they're capable of much more than they thought. And I do think that's adolescence.
So we have two new clans. We have the Wind Traders, and they are nomadic people that trade all around the world, and they fly. Well, they don't personally fly. They have these vehicles that are basically lifted by these gigantic creatures that are kind of like a floating jellyfish. We call them medusoids, and they even have almost what you'd consider to be like a tugboat that's a creature called a wind ray, and they can guide it, and they can fly in these amazing caravans. And I personally, the 14-year-old version of myself, would love to run away with the Wind Traders and fly with them around the world of Pandora. And we see our young kid characters go off with them on a journey. So that's a big adventure. And then we have, on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have what we call the Ash people, or the Mungkwan clan. And the Mungkwan are very dark and down-twisted Na'vi characters, so not all Na'vi are good and fully virtuous. These are people that have turned their backs on Ewa. They feel fully justified because they've had a very traumatic experience. A volcanic eruption completely buried their homeland, and all their tribal lands are now dead because of ashfall and lava flow over that region. And so they take it out on everybody else around them. So they've become essentially a raiding culture, and they attack the other clans, including the Wind Traders. So that puts those two at odds. And of course, for storytelling purposes, our Sully family winds up right in the middle when, you know, it all turns to hell.
My people cried for help, but Ewa did not come.
The Ash people. They have a very willful leader in Varong, Una Chaplin's character.
This new, very powerful, very knowledgeable character enhances the threat to the Sullys.
She's like this young queen. Her subjects really worship her. They cover themselves in ash as a symbol of the power that destroyed their home.
Your goddess has no dominion here.
And she has a curious alliance with the enemy.
You want to spread your fire across the world. You need me.
Rana's gone down the dark path of being a shaman, being a tsahik. She actually has this mind domination and pain infliction capability. She's got the all-seeing eye on the palm of her hand. She can look into your soul, and there's nothing you can do about it. Una's version of Varong is just a beautiful performance. Her eye contact and the way she talks.
I will eat your heart, Quaritch.
If you watch the way Una moves, it defines the character. There's a sinuous quality to it.
You have the Una that comes in, and then she puts on her costume, and she comes out, and she's this menacing, fallen Na'vi. Working with someone that is capable of transforming like that was powerful.
There was something special in Una's portrayal. I've got front row seat to when we're filming, and it's even more shocking and even more frightening when you see it on a big screen.
We doing this?
Burn them all, Quaritch.
There's a saying that they say you can't play the king. Everyone around you has to play that you're the king or queen. But there is something about the self-belief and the surety of Varong that tapping into it was a really good muscle for me to work. And I'm so grateful, and it was also really hard.
I am the fire!